Hello everyone, this is OG Crypto and NFTs. My name is Troy, and today we're going to talk about an emergency cryptocurrency coin, Solana. It's something I have not liked now for quite a while. I think it really has been a VC pump and dump on retail for the past year and a half. And it really came to light with Sam Bankman-Fried FTX collapse. The second that I saw that he had owned almost 10% of the, let's call it, circulating supply. Obviously, we know in the past that Solana has lied about circulating supply and total supply. And so when we saw so much in there, I felt that it was definitely confirmed the pump and dump that it was. You know, other people that have really pushed this has been Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Irrelevant, if you want to call him. And then there's just a slew of bigger VCs that have owned this, and they have been involved. I feel, in my opinion, they've been pumping and dumping on retail. Now, let's really take a little bit of a deep dive into this coin. Number one, what has Sam Bankman-Fried been connected to? Yes, the fall of Terra Luna and the UST coin. With that, if he really did take it down, what was his intentions? Well, if I want to short it on the way down, then I made a ton of money, or he made a ton of money on it. And then it took down others like Three Arrows Capital. Celsius couldn't make their payments. Everybody was connected with each other. They had put money, and the liquidity just kind of got sucked out of that little bit of ecosystem. All those different companies that were yield farms, that were just farming for the higher yield, kept happening. You saw the collapse. And then ultimately, Sam Bankman-Fried was okayed by Gary Gensler and the SEC to go ahead and purchase, or at least get a bid accepted on BlockFi, which of course he sucked all the money out of that as well. So with that kind of person owning so much of Solana, it just made it obvious to me that there was no way that anybody should be talking positive about Solana. But unfortunately, as I got sucked into this industry and really got passionate about crypto, I didn't do what I should have did. I should have did my own research. Instead, I got on YouTube and I started listening to YouTube influencers, and several in particular that had really pushed Solana really hard. And as I'm finding out, and as we keep hearing, that the SEC is now going after all these influencers, especially ones that were paid. We know that Kim Kardashian just got, what, $1.3 million fine for pushing a coin. Everybody started panicking, and then as Ben Armstrong of Big Boy, he said at the beginning of last year, or this year I should say, that he was not going to take any more paid advertisements, and that if he was getting paid for something, he was going to be up front. But I felt that a lot of other influencers outside of the United States were still in that kind of zone. With that being said, where is Solana at? Well, Solana had, I believe, their conference in, I believe, the very beginning of November, if not the end of October. And that's when we saw the coin pump up to that. So it was in the 30s, 34, 32, right around there. I had seen influencers like Rand Neuter of Crypto Banner. He was just pushing the crap out of that coin. He had pushed it during the summer. He had pushed it, I mean, all year round. He's Mr. Solana, even though he doesn't want to admit to it. That was his new coin after, of course, the collapse of Luna, which he was all in, and then of course the complete collapse of Phantom. So with that being said, I got really suspicious of other people in the industry, influencers, that were actually getting some kind of monetary or some kind of compensation for pushing this coin. I heard Crypto Wendy said that if it went under $10, that she would then, get into it. Now, I don't know if she did. She did have a YouTube video today about it and what she felt was going on. I didn't listen to it. I'm just telling you now that any coin that has no utility, no real value, we're talking about, influencers have been talking about, but it has all these great NFTs. Well, the top 2 NFT projects, including DeGods, they all left. They're all just hauling outside of Solana. We know that Solana actually have gone down, 7, 8 times this year, completely blacked out. So how any builders on there had to deal with that? I don't see why would anyone want to deal with it with all the blackouts they had. They announced every time there was when they went down, they kept announcing all these things they were doing. They were trying to overshadow their network, their test net failures. You know, they announced the Solana phone, which I thought was a complete joke. It just was trying to, mask that all their problems they were having. Then they talked, I believe, about these malls that have all these Solana stores in it. I think there's one in New York that actually opened up, or they had it out there on display. I don't know if it actually could go in it. And then they had, I think, Solana shoes, all this going on. To me, it just kept pushing the narrative that Solana was just it had no disruptive technology, had nothing behind it. It was backed by all VCs. And when Sam Bankman-Fried was involved, it just proved to me that he was pumping and dumping other coins. He is going to pump and dump this coin on retail. He got caught. He got caught with a bag of it. He sold as much as he could, dropping the price down into the 20s and in the $15 range. And since then, we know that there hasn't been a whole lot of good news for Solana. I am not going to cry for it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I don't care if it bounces back. I just think there's nothing there in Solana. If you want to get excited about their NFTs, guess what? There's a whole dozen other coins out there that you can run off that is just as cheap, if not cheaper than Solana, actually probably a lot cheaper than Solana, especially on the gas fees or on the network fees. It's not good, guys. This is my take. Again, it's my personal opinion on what's happening with Solana. I wouldn't have nothing to do with it, guys. You take care. I'm going to have another video out here in another hour or two about the entire market. But hasta la vista, Solana. See you in the next life.